librarian at Georgia University Library. In this tutorial, we will find resources for your policy memo assignment using the research guide. This is the research guide, which you should have a link to. The policy memo assignment for this year is located here. Here are some policies area that you may consider talking about. These are the very popular ones. Today we're going to focus on healthcare. And if you want background information, you can try one of these online resources, one of these online books to get background information. So we can come here and just go into the first one, and it takes us to the catalog. And we have the online link for the book here. And when you're off campus, you should have to log in to get online access to this book at this point. And we can scroll down. If we're going to focus on healthcare, you can look at healthcare policy here. There are 4 pages. You can also download the PDF. And there's your background information on healthcare. Going back to the research guide. And let's go to our databases and online resources. The first one, again, is for background information, and we're going to go to CQ Researcher. And just like with the online book, if you're off campus, you will have to log on with your campus ID and password. And this resource gives you current information, COVID-19 and mental health. This is just the July 31st, 2020, and today's date is August 17th, 2020. So that's pretty relevant and timely. You can read the full report. And for most topics here, you would get very thorough look at that topic. Background, current situation, pros and cons, the chronology of your topic could lead you to discover the history of that topic. So this is pretty current, but it does go back to some of the early pandemics. Then it could lead you to other reports. Related reports and issue trackers are over here. And this is dealing with COVID-19 and mental health. If you wanted to focus on suicide as it relates to that, you can get that background information over there. So this is the setup for CQ Researcher. The other useful feature is the bibliography. You have additional resources you can consult. And the next step, and what it used to do for the next step tells you where the actions we should take, or what is up and coming with that topic, sort of like a forecast. And this is CQ Researcher. This has the Cite Now feature. You can also print the report. Going back to databases and online, so we have found background information with the Encyclopedia of Public Policy and CQ Researcher. And now let's find scholarly peer-reviewed articles through our databases, and PACE Index is the main one for public policy. Okay, so it's remembering my search from last time. So we have healthcare policy, and pandemic. I'm going to take this other part off, and we use and to combine our topics. And let's search. And this is kind of a broad search. So as with most broad searches, you have a lot of results, so over 1,800. Let's look to narrow this down. And with this database, you can narrow down by location. So let's just focus on the United States. And of course, we want peer reviewed. So let's limit it to peer reviewed. And that brought our results down to 346. You can continue to limit it doing the date range and looking at the subject. Okay, you can look at all the subjects and narrow it down even more if this list is too broad for you. Okay, so let's just look at the first one. Okay, you have your abstract. You can read that to decide if this is something you're really interested in. To find the full text of the article, you can select to find it at GSU. And what this will do is take you to our catalog, searching all of our other databases to see if we have access to that journal elsewhere. And it looks like we do. So you will select that link to get the full text. The other nice feature here is, since this is a 2012 article, it has been cited by others. So this cited by can lead you to more current results. So you have that. Dissertations are in this database, which you probably do not want. So make sure you pay attention to that. And it also gives you related articles. Of course, you can continue to add to your search terms to narrow it down. So I'm going to go back and add the COVID-19. Okay, and now search. Okay. All right, since this is a very current topic, most current topics are not found in peer-reviewed articles this soon, but the magnitude of this topic warrants it. And so you see here that the publication dates for these articles are January to September of this year. It kept out limiters from the previous search, so it still has the United States, still has peer-reviewed, and that narrowed our results down from 346 to 52. Okay, so this one it's just been published this month, August 2020. And in some cases, the most recent articles may not be available in any of our other databases, but let's always do the find it at GSU to see. So it's taking us back to the catalog. Okay, so let's try this one. This is Atlanta campus only. So this is the Atlanta campus, so we should be good. So it says here, no access. And again, that's because it's just been published. There's usually a waiting period. And no, I do not. Okay. So in that instance, you go back to the catalog. And this is saying we may have temporary access through here. The login required means that you have, for this temporary access, make sure you select the GSU login and you create your own login there. And let's see. You could also, if we didn't have that if this link wasn't here, you would select get it. And okay, send us down here because we have some print access through the law library. But it doesn't look like we have that in print. So if this was something that you wanted, you would request it through the Interlibrary Loan Office. And I'm going to show you how to get to the Interlibrary Loan link. Going back to the GSU homepage, the library's homepage, library.gsu.edu. And it should be under Services and Spaces. It's right there. And you can make a request there. Going back to the research guide, there are other databases listed here. And let me just point out, if you were dealing with economic policy, you may want to start with Econ Lit. Education, ERIC would be the database you could start with. Anything dealing with social work, psychology, you would go to APA Psych Info. And we were doing healthcare policy. There are these three other databases we could start with, and on and on. But PACE Index is pretty interdisciplinary, so most topics will be found there. For other news articles and reports, you can start here in these databases. And if you wanted statistics on your topic to help strengthen your argument, start here with statistical abstract. And this will give you nice tables. Okay, so we're in statistical abstracts. We're dealing with health. And let's see. You can browse through all of those. But let's just start with health. And depending on what you were discussing, knowing having health expenditures may be useful, as well as expenditures per capita. You can also do keyword search. So let's say health. Put it in quotation marks, health coverage. That didn't work. Okay. Healthcare. That did work, and we could go through. We can narrow this down over here. Let's do federal agencies. And sort of what we saw earlier. And that's me, your librarian. There's my contact information. If you have any additional questions on how to find resources, please feel free to contact me via my email address, llkonata@gsu.edu. Thank you.